a donut, and before I started, I put on the playlist for musical messages from Source and Spirit, and I was playing between the two, just both of them on shuffle, and then not at the same time, though I have done that before. And I noticed it played a song that I haven't heard in a long time, like, without going too far into it. Because the lyrics, if you're interested, you should look at them. I skipped over Summertime Sadness. I'm like, I don't want to listen to that. And it went to The Power of Love by Gabrielle Aplin. Here. Can you see that? I skipped over this one. I went to that. And then I listened to this one. And the lyrics you should look up are these two. The main theme to The Last Unicorn and Sverchina, Meet Me on the Battlefield. And I didn't want to make this video. Like, I was just kind of done with making stuff for today. And during that Birdie song, it felt so... It felt so dramatic. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It was more like a movie scene. I'm like trying to describe it. It's like two people running toward each other, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff exploding around them. It was really pretty what I saw. But I asked if I should be doing this, and I was told yes. So here we are. This is for the water sections, water parts of your placement. So sun, moon, rising, those parts of your chart. It's not going to be about anybody else. It's not going to be about, well, it might be about one other person other than yourself. But it'll be about right here and right now, not before or after. The song that's playing now is called Homebound by AK, and I think it's just instrumental. So what the fuck is wrong with the person watching this video? Energetically, it feels like you're withholding your emotions. Like there's ice on the outside. You ever seen a flashlight underwater? Like directly looked at a flashlight underwater? That's what I'm seeing. But I can't tell if it's below the water or on the surface of the water. Up and down don't make sense. So what the fuck is wrong with you is that, oh wow, the armor would be cold, wouldn't it? Like an icy exterior. Well, that makes sense now. What's wrong with you is that you put on a show for people emotionally. Meaning you're charming in your romantic relationships. But it's not the real you. You know how it's like contained lightning. I know for myself, I can go the full spectrum of emotions. At least I think I can. I'm certain there's more that I'm unaware of. But I love ginger ale. This is like being in a limited spectrum of emotional expression. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hold it all together. Everybody needs to be strong. Wow. The lyrics just said, and when you're tired of fighting, chained by your control. You've been through so much stuff and you've created a persona for yourself that isn't really who you are. Like a macho man when you're really the soft, ooey gooey kind of guy. Or the boss bitch, but you're really the housewife, and you're more the mom than the manager of a company kind of thing. I mean, yeah, you can do both. Great. But you'd rather be at home gardening, drinking tea, and hanging out with your kids, right? Or on the other side, you'd rather want to like rule empires and be queen of everything instead of raise a toddler. So, but somewhere in between is the real you. And you've been hiding that you, and you've been pretending to be the other you. It's kind of like the fire reading with the customer service personality. But this goes to the way you are with your relationships. We all know a lot of people like this. We've been this person. God, we've been this person. Ugh. There's freedom in surrender. Lay it down and let it go. Oh, the song is by Casting Crowns. It's called Just Be Held. Oh God, what I just saw listening to those lyrics was absurd. A bunch of queens pretending they're, peasants, and the kings are waiting for them and thinking, are you done playing pretend? Are you ready to be a queen? But the armored queen thinking they're peasants, they're like they're like running out at people with scrubbers and like cleaning products and notepads and pencils, instead of in regal gowns and scary horses and all that. There's such a sense of false chivalry, not enough goofiness, not enough playfulness, just dear sir, dear madam, here, it's a letter from so and so. Like, what? That's not Prince Charming. That, that's just something else. I just remembered a meme or a video I saw. I think it's by Selena Spooky. She's so cool. And there was a part in the video where a partner was like, "Do you remember the time where you wouldn't let me see you without makeup?" And he was saying that to her while she's sitting there with a green alien mask on her head, trying to look at her phone. That's what this is, fakeness. A false self in a romantic relationship. And that I'm certain this knight didn't make that armor. So the things that they're protecting themselves with is traditions and methods and ideals formed by other people. Because there's a crab there too, and you know about crab mentality. They'd rather lay on top of each other than help each other get up. Sluts. Oh, God. I'm not saying that. Stop being whores. Oh my God. You guys have so much should have so much more dignity. But god dang, I can't blame you. Like we've all been there. Gosh golly. But some of you use your sexual energy for the wrong reasons. No, we gotta not look at it this way, okay? Source, God, mom, god damn it. Stop being whores, you guys. Or you're gonna get stuff you don't want. Damn it. Okay, seriously, stop sleeping around with everybody while you think you're armored up, because you're really not. Like you think it's just about you know condoms and protection physically. No, there's a whole spiritual and mental aspect going on while all that's occurring. So what the fuck is wrong with you? You haven't been paying attention to your the sacredness of your sexual energy, especially in your romantic relationships with other people. This is really not about any family connections or your connection with yourself whatsoever. This is about your connections with other people that you bump uglies with. Oh God, why am I doing this? It's right there though. Like, we can't tune this frequency out or this thread. It's part of the tapestry. People like slap their genitals together for just the fucking sensation of it. And it's like, God, give me strength. I mean, look at this guy. He's like, I can't go another time. Oh, not again. Fucking laughing fits. Okay, seriously though. You know, don't make me be your grandma and tell you this. If you're gonna bump your uglies with somebody, oh, come on. I can't say this with a straight face, man. It's not even just about sex. It's about thought energy. It's about emotional energy. It's about negative energy. It's so many threads mixed together, and they're all connected to how people portray themselves in romantic relationships. It's like they're not really who they are. They shield parts of themselves. They pretend. And then they sit there wondering, why God, why? Well, bitch, because you've been betraying yourselves the entire time by pretending to be someone else. So you attracted someone who's attracted to the person you were pretending to be. I mean, it doesn't take a transgender fucking intersex card reader to tell you this, does it? Oh, God. What steps can you take to fix this, young lady and young sir, young collective, grandma, grandpa? No, ding ding. I'm busy. Who is that? We're contacting you about your extended car warranty. You mean my bicycle with a flat tire? Bitch. Okay. What can you do to fix this? Embrace the Holy Spirit. Embrace God and sacred geometry and the Mother of God, not just the biblical Father God or any historical male patriarchal God, but his mom. Stop basing your beliefs based on and built upon the beliefs other people provided you with, whether through religion or how you should be in relationships. They did it their way. You can do it your way. Your kids will do it their way. Their kids will do it their way, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? But what can you do right now is to connect with your sense of true north, your Polaris. You go towards the thing inside you that makes you feel at peace. When you go away from it, you feel really sick and nauseous. It's the easiest way to tell the difference. It's like drinking cold water to hot water, and then there's the tepid water in between, the middle. Ew, ew. It's not their way, it's not his way, it's not that way, it's not just her way. It's a way. And it has to be authentic. It has to be transparent. It has to be truly who you are. And your life and your choices have to be truly yours, regardless of what options you're provided by to choose from. Even if it's, two piles of shit, well, which pile of shit is more authentic to you? If you're choosing between three partners, why? Which one is more really for you? And which one's just for the competition? Which one's just the stereotype and which one's the one that left actually match you? I'm reminded of that scene in Ever After where Da Vinci is telling Henry that she's his match. And he's like, oh no, she's a peasant girl. Well, that peasant girl matched you, Mr. King Boy. So change the way. The way. Even this traditional patriarchy is pointing the way towards the Holy Spirit through the Trinity and all the things coming together and the old ways. Christianity and all the different religions, Judaism, and so on and so forth. They're all coming together and pointing the way towards the Holy Spirit, the feminine, the Great Mother, which means all of the other ones, the falseness in them somehow needs to be cleared out, right? So what can you do right now to fix this false persona in your romantic relationships? Stop doing things the way they told you to do them. Do them the way you know to do them. You know better. And if you know better between 4 swords, 10 swords, or 5 swords, then make the logical choice in those options. You'd probably choose the 5 of swords, well, the 7, and then the 5, because then you'd have the clarity. And then you can go to the indecision and waiting period, and then you gain your true self and you come in touch with who you are. But first, you got to go through not the 4 of swords or the 10 of swords, the divine intervention. Because that armor has to come off. And it can either be brought down by you, or it can be brought down by making it useless. Or you can choose the other path. But if you want a healthy relationship with yourself and with other people, then you have to be brave enough and wise enough and humble and kind enough towards yourself to do things differently immediately, no matter how weird they feel. Because eventually you'll be making better choices because there are better options, and it'll start feeling better and better and better to be authentically you. And it'll just overflow in all your relationships. But first, you really need to be honest with yourself, especially about the things you get emotional over. Especially the things that make you angry. You have to be honest about those things, which means those things need to be expressed. And there are numerous ways throughout time that the goddess has shown us how to get rid of and transmute those energies creatively, benefiting nature. You can do this right now because that's what we asked. What can you do? Change the way you do things right now into how you know you want them done. It means getting rid of the old ways that you did things and maybe going an older way that worked before until you can move forward into the different choices. But it's all connected to you taking down that armor. Whatever that means to you. Whether it's withholding how you really feel about people or yourself, or maybe it's how you've slept on yourself, or how you've betrayed yourself, or how you shared your sexual energy with people that didn't deserve it, how you got involved in relationships that were already partaking, that it didn't involve you. Maybe how you've been behaving in relationships that could have worked, but you were so armored that you didn't let your real self shine through. So the other person left. So there's all this different pain, right? It comes in so many different forms. Or maybe it's just the pain that, you've been by yourself and nobody loves you. Whatever story you've told yourself. The first thing you can do right now is what would benefit you right now? What would actually make you happy? What do you do when you were really little and you were upset? What would you run off and do? You'd go huff and puff and you'd be like, I don't want to deal with this, and you'd go to your room, or you'd go outside in the garden or something, pick up a coloring book. What was it that you did? It was something creative, something expressive. Maybe you sat there, singing Disney songs, or you drew things, or you made little mud pies, or I don't know, you rolled around in a field of grass or something. I don't know. Whatever you did. Maybe you went and played on a swing, or something other than watching television. There has to be something you did when you were a kid that would bring you peace. And it was something really authentic to you. You stopped doing that thing when you started being sexually attracted to other people. That thing you stopped doing is the thing that saves your real self. It can be anything for anybody, like completely unique to you and yourself. Only you're going to know what this is. I can't even look into it. It's too many different things for too many different people. Everybody has their own specific, unique childhood experience of something or some things that brought you real peace. I'm seeing like toy model airplanes being made, toy ships, Legos, doing kung fu on a tree, or one of those wooden statues where it's like you pop them to practice moves, playing music. I'm seeing a lot of stuff about televisions, but we're avoiding that. I'm seeing Magic the Gathering cards, battleships, those things where you bounce the ball and you pick up all those little pieces before the ball bounces down. And then a bunch of board games, people drawing and doodling, singing to music, reading books, daydreaming, making little potions out of like sticks and stones and stuff, hanging out with your friends. There was a sense of authenticity in those moments. And after you became somehow sexually attracted to somebody in your teenage years, you stopped doing that thing. And you stopped really kind of thinking for yourself in that way, and you started just going with what everybody else thought, especially during high school. That the real you kind of became armored in everybody else's beliefs. That's what's wrong with you. That's bonkers. This applies to everybody, myself included. This applies so many things. It's like water going through so many different pathways, all because you stopped doing something that brought you an emotional and energetic sense of peace and authenticity. I'm really trying to think what it is for me personally right now. I used to draw a lot more. What else did I do? God, I did so much stuff as a kid. Jeez. And I did stop doing all that stuff during high school. Well, not all of it. I'm still playing with cards. Anyway, but you see how that applies, right? Something that we all experienced in high school got us to stop doing certain things we used to do when we were kids. Oh, I remember for myself what the experience was. That was bonkers. Man, that was a fucked up day. It totally was this. Oh, that's why you're bringing this up. That's why those situations happen. Oh my God. Okay, so let's say you are, this is you, whoever you are, and that's your best friend, and that's another best friend. Like you have two best friends, and then there's another best friend. So you have three friends in total, but this friend likes this friend. You like the other friend, but these two like each other, and these two hate each other. It's total high school energy dynamics, right? But you apply this to religion and corporations and how we function in a society with apps and fucking dates and nightclubs and all this shit. It's the same thing. It's just a bunch of grown ups with high school child mentalities because they stunted their growth by avoiding doing what made them happy as children when they were upset. And part of me wants to say it's experiencing the comfort of a mother's love. They almost attempted to become so grown up that they physically grew up, but their heads, their minds, they stayed young. So those mom and dad issues, they grow into relationship issues. And then the inner child acts out, and then boop, marriage problems. All because people were pretending to be other people because that's what they were told is expected. That's bonkers. How many years have I been single? Almost 5. I think so. 5 or 6. Yeah. Thank God. Ooh, there's an elephant there and a Taurus, a taurin, an ox, a buffalo, maybe a Taurus. There's a 4 element images carved into it, into each pillar, but his hand is pointing to the Holy Spirit. So to bring the balance to the 4 elements, you need the Great Mother. And it's the patriarch's job to point the way to the matriarch, and it's the matriarch's job to bring in a collective peace mentality. And physically, energetically, that's all being distorted because of people's self portrayal to other people in a romantic setting. There's too many false relationships, just like there's too many false religious beliefs. And what you can do right here and right now is do better with your next choice. The thing that makes you feel alive and on fire should be the next thing you do. Something that connects your cup with another cup, but your genuine cup. Even if that means having a heart to heart conversation and breaking up with somebody, or a heart to heart conversation with yourself in the mirror and, realizing you're not the gender you thought you were. Like being brutally honest with yourself. I've done it, it's really unpleasant. especially once you see yourself cry. It's like, don't you dare be mean to yourself ever again. Ever. And we've been taught that we need to hold all that emotion and all that stuff back. And to be these fake people. That's not okay. What kind of kids are we going to raise? Working their lives away for like what? Spending their sexual energy for what? A pair of pants? An orgasm? That's it? Wasting years of the life and relationship with people that just don't get along, but they pretend to just because it's convenient. Ew. See, this is why I have a lot of plants. I have a lot of plants. I have a lot of video games I play. I have a lot of books I read. I have a lot of tarot cards I play with. I make random things around the apartment. I help neighbors. And I'm not saying this shit to boast. I'm saying this because I have to keep myself busy because holy shit if I get involved into the world. Do you know somebody has the fucking nerve to say I should get into politics? Can you even think? President fucking Roma, I'll kaiju your asses, bitch. Off with this city. Let's rip that fucking town apart. Put a new fucking village over here. Grow gardens everywhere, god damn it. And stop lying. Ah. The things you could do is be really honest. Really be honest with yourself. It's so uncomfortable. It's so uneasy, but you have to do it. Me, myself, and I, as a channeler doing these readings, all this energy goes through me all the time. Even when the messages have nothing to do with me, when I've already been through the lessons, I feel it all over again. And I'm forced to learn the lessons in auto advance. So when these experiences show up in my life, I'm like, oh, don't even try it. Like, I didn't skip anything. I've just been through all of it, like the fucking ringer, over and over and over, to turn around and tell you, just go back to mom. Go back to the Holy Spirit. You don't need to go through this fakeness at all. It's the wisdom of the crone. It's the one that's been through all of it and looks back at the youth and says, be kind and have fun with your life. And the child is like, that's exactly what I'm doing. And then the maiden goes, oops, I forgot. And then the mother goes, I'm so busy, I can't. And then the crone goes, well, see, I told you so. Be authentic with who you are. Especially with the way things have been for thousands of years. Do you think any of it is the way God or Goddess wants it to be? Like, don't be a fucking nitwit. There's no part of creation that wants any aspect of this creation to continue. Even the parts where you guys think it's completely done the right way. No, it's not. It's really not. At all. It's kind of a cosmic divine comedy. How wrong the human species has been about everything. Everything. And it's all because they've come together in a collective of people who continue to share the stupid beliefs that the previous ones, continue to believe. They form shackles and chains of armor on themselves. And then they form unions that are inauthentic. They form religions and structures based on that inauthenticity and raise children based on it. And then it's 8 generations that have to fucking work backwards to undo that mess. And it's a waste of fucking time. Because you can just be honest with yourself in your home, in your own relationships, right here and right now. If you're fucking done, you're fucking done. If you're in love, you're in love. Why not say it? Why not act it? Why not be it? If you're done with someone, be done with someone. Be graceful, be grateful, be kind, but stop wasting another moment. There's so much out there. And then others of you who are so chasing love, oh, stop running. Just fucking get a grip. Nobody wants to stop and be, hugged by somebody chasing them. It's like someone chasing a donut. The donut isn't going to stop. And then the runner, fucker, stop running. Somebody loves you and wants to spend their fucking reality making it obvious to you that you're everything to them. And you're running from it, you fucking coward. Why do you hate yourself so much? Ugh. And others of you raising relationships and children together when you hate each other. Ew. And nobody told you this? They told you it's okay? They made traditions based on how it's okay to be so fake? And then when somebody calls you out on it, you're told that it's bad? Someone told you that's okay? I'm so sorry. Ew. I'm sorry that it had to take so long for somebody to tell you it's okay to be who you are in a relationship. To say and speak your mind. I'm so sorry it took me and took others so long to tell you this. Let what you've built become the kindling to the empires that are being built now by you. You don't have to keep making the same choices. You don't have to keep making the same mistakes. You don't have to keep loving or hating the same people. You don't have to keep feeling what you're feeling about these people. You just don't have to. No one's forcing you to feel a certain way about anybody. Even if you hate them, no one's forcing you to hate them other than a mental traditional pathway, like a sturdy, reliable highway taking you from, LA to, I don't fucking know, Hawaii. And it's just constantly there. Well, wouldn't it be better if there was more than one pathway where there was options? So yeah, you can go there, but you can also go to, I don't know, Canada. You can go completely the other way. You don't have to hate them or love them. You don't have to hate or love yourself. You can just fucking be here now and make better choices. And yeah, someone's gonna have to preach and someone's gonna have to fucking scold you and yell at you like your mom and your grandma and those people that never did. Because you've been raised by people who were afraid to tell you the truth. And some of you are really, really lazy, and some of you are really, really overdoing it. And some of you are just fake as fuck. And others of you are so genuine, you're afraid to be genuine because you see everyone else being fake and you're like, oh no, they'll pick on me for being real. Well, fuck them. If no one's told you, you're allowed to be who you are. And if they want to get in your face, they can come deal with me. I'll deal with them. They don't want to deal with me at all. At all. I terrify them. So if no one's going to be your mom, I'll be your mom. But fucking fuck, don't make a fucking decision because somebody else told you it's okay to make a decision when you know it's a bad decision. Don't stay in a relationship. Don't spread your fucking legs or your booty hole and give it to people and think they're gonna love me because it's so fucking great. Oh wow, magic, cooter and fucking booty bandits. Like no, no. Be a queen on your own throne, even if you end up being an old gray man at the end of it. Who cares? At least your cup isn't tainted by stupidity. I mean, your options aren't really that great, are they? Betray yourself and keep giving of yourself to people and places and things that aren't authentic to you, or go completely the other way and have no idea where you're going to land. And you're like, dear God, help me what to do. And God's like, bruh, just follow the great mother, common sense, the old ways. Connect with nature, the fires within you. Utilize your anger, utilize your passion and your sexuality. It's yours. Why do you have to involve anybody else in it? And then when you do, why do you have to be fake about it? Ew. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your rage or your passion when you're around me. I dare you to be better than me. I fucking dare you. Perfectionism for what? It doesn't exist. Everything's already perfect. So yeah, I think I'm perfect. Sorry, God said so. I mean, really. Like, did nobody tell you guys it's okay sometimes to be really arrogant? It's okay sometimes to be really, really overly confident. It's okay to be really goofy. It's okay to be really sexual and really creative. To just run around and dance for no reason. Did they tell you you have to be a certain way when you're at home? Did they tell you that the lackluster way you've been at home is the way it's supposed to be? Did you forget there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Have you been so used to one meal a day? Did you forget about the warmth of a fireplace and the cuddling and the coffee and silence and hot chocolate and sound of children laughing? Did you forget real family and real love? Ew, what kind of a grandmother or grandfather would you be with this society's mentality stuck in your ways? I mean, if we have to stomp out homophobia one more fucking day, like, still, based on a misinterpretation, you got, like, that's all you guys got now? Oh, okay. Dying squeals of fucking amoebas bubbling in the depths of the fucking stupid ocean. I just genuinely can't comprehend how these words come out of me and they're heard by people who actually have this mentality. And then they're heard by people who don't have this mentality. And they're like, thank you for saying what we can't say. What? Why me? Why do I have to be the voice of fucking common sense here? How do you expect anything to work when you have armor around you? What size pants do you wear? Well, under my armor. Bitch, around your fucking underwear. Oh, you guys should be living in kingdoms, in forests, and in mountains, and on islands, and in the sky. You should be in diamond ships. And instead, you're in concrete boxes. And you think it's okay. All because the ones previous to you said it's okay. How ridiculous. So, what can you do? Because what the fuck is wrong with you is that you're not really letting people touch you. You're letting people touch your armor. So, what you can do is have courage to change your ways. I like how this panther, this jaguar, is over the Ten of Swords, and her hand is over the jaguar. And she has complete dominion. over that concept of all the worst. But because you're authentic to yourself and you express that in your immediate physical, touchy romantic relationships, when you're authentic in those relationships, it overflows into all the other relationships. And a sense of common sense will ignite within you to where you choose to be a better person, somebody who behaves in a way that could be categorized as a betrayer, whether to self or to other. I know I've been betraying myself with my fucking hair color. Okay, I think I'm done lecturing you for today. What else do you need to know before I go have the rest of my donut? Oh, Four of Wands or the Five of Pentacles. You can keep experiencing this, or you can finally figure out what's behind that door. It's up to you. The choices are made by you. You choose to experience this one way or another based on your emotions. You know this. I'm not saying every single person is purposefully choosing this, but I'm saying internally, emotionally, the ice cold fucking waters that you keep pouring over yourself internally, over and over and over internally to yourself. Those emotions could be this, even if you're out there in the fucking cold. You can at least pretend to be grateful for something before those keep bringing down into 3 and 4, 2, blah, blah, blah. There's something, right? You wouldn't be in this situation unless you scoffed at everything that was here. So if you want to go back here, maybe you should stop scoffing at where you are here. Get it? Which choice? Do we point out how many things these can do that other people can't? Like stand on their own 2 feet? Other people can't do that, yet they're complaining that they're walking through the snow. Yeah, you have every right to complain. Look at your life. Look at what's been done to you. But you can walk through that snow like you own it. I don't know how else to tell you this. Your real authentic self wouldn't betray itself by pretending to respond to situations simply the way others have. Maybe when you were a kid, you wouldn't get as cold as you do now. Maybe as a kid, you were really good at swimming than you are now. Maybe you were really good at jumping on really tall trees or something and climbing up, and now you can't, or you think you can't. But it's because of the fake personality self. It limited you. So yeah, you have 5 of Pentacles. You're, supposedly in the snow and so blah, so cold, so sad, so woo-woo, so poor. But really you're not. Because you're still in a place where you have so much left. But you don't see it. Because you're looking for that fire. It's so odd, the way I'm being shown this. This thread that connects to how fake people can be in relationships with themselves and with other people. Romantic relationships that involve sexual behavior, okay? We're not talking about just family relationships of people you touch. We're talking about people you have sex with. It starts with that first, you and this orgasmic counterpart. The fakeness between the self and those people creates so many problems that go through so many fields of your life. But first and foremost, it creates illusions to what you see yourself doing and what you see other people doing. Because there's a disconnect to the goddess, the earth itself, the mother goddess figure, common sense, even wisdom. It goes so deep. And all of it can be rewound and brought all the way back to the beginning and rewoven again. But the choice remains. Remember, I asked, what can you do right here and right now? Change the way you do things to how you really want to do them. Oh, but this, oh, but that. Yeah, but if you respond to that, you're responding to that energy. So we're not doing that. So we're looking at the movement forward, the progress forward way. We're looking at the kind, humble, loving way, the merciful, the sharing, the just, the fair way. We're not looking at, oh, but this person gets screwed over. No, we're not looking at that. There has to be another way. If we can't see it, it's because we're using an old mind. It's more than just about perception. It's about the authentic self. Maybe somebody really loves your darkness and you've been hiding it. Maybe somebody really loves your light and you've been lost in pretending to be so badass and so, I can do it myself kind of thing. But they want your light. They want your gentleness. Maybe you've been too gentle and too compassionate and they want your fire. But what do you want? What do you here and now want for yourself? You have to take some time and really allow your heart to speak to you. And look at yourself in the mirror. It's important. Please look at yourself in your reflection. Everything you see can be seen another way. Even the knight can become the queen. Even the queen can become the hierophant. And both can become peasants with, swimming with dolphins by the beach somewhere. Or they can be peasants in the street with nothing. Or they can go from nothing to everything. Or from everything to nothing. It's all about choices. So there are wrong choices. And you know which ones they are because they make you feel nauseous in a way. Like you're rejecting something you're trying to make part of you. It's that choice you're rejecting because it causes pain to someone else. At least you think it does. There's another aspect here of having caused so much pain that interacting with certain energy seems impossible. But it's not, because it's just a choice away. Communication is also known as a message in the Eight of Wands. And this is silence. It's a choice between silence and communication. The choice is yours. You know this. If you're authentic with who you are in your romantic relationships, every relationship you're in will benefit. But you have to do it your way, not their way. It has to be your way. And I'm not going to tune into any farther in this energy because I can see how there are some really negative energies involved. And I don't even want to give them any time of day or thought. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a crazy person in a mental hospital screaming in the hallway. I just ignore it. So you can be a better person by your own standards, but it involves you not being involved in what they that refuse to let go of the wrong ways are refusing to let go of. Be honest with yourself. The choices you've made are not your choices. They're not really what you would have done. And you can follow it back as long as you want. But it all started when you stopped creating something because you started sexually becoming attracted to other people, which is a normal part of life. But because there wasn't a mother figure in your life that course corrected you because she wasn't course corrected by her mother figure or father figure, a lot has transgressed in all the generations, which create a poverty or a prosperity, abundance, cornucopia, elegance, luxury, thriving mindset. Because there's too much to contemplate, there's too much to think about, there's too much to undo, and too many beliefs to go about. But not really, because there's a choice you're making right here and right now, and you could be making it more authentically. And you know exactly what it is because you're ignoring that voice inside yourself that doesn't use words to speak to you. It uses feelings to speak to you, and you're associating those feelings with the words you're hearing in your head, which are trying to describe the feeling you're feeling. But you're unaware of who's listening, and you're even more unaware of who is feeling it. And when you do, you break those generational curses, you break your armor off, you make choices based on who you are right here and right now. And you set the butterfly's wings, the chaos theory, into motion. You rip time and space apart simply by being who you are. Every small act, every kind gesture, every blessing, every kind word, every beautiful shared expression, every healed heart, every child's laughter, every tree planted, every flower planted, every cup of water blessed, every dish prepared with love, every home cleaned and warmed with kindness and peace. Your walls adorned with beautiful things that remind you of how good of a people you are, how you're all connected and you're all family. There's so many things you can do better. We all can. We can all be more authentically ourselves, by little ways here and there. But first, we have to take action. We have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be really vulnerable with who we are and what we're sharing our sexual energy with. Think about it in a way of musical chairs on a global level. It's time some of you play musical chairs and switch partners. And some of you, it's time to be alone by yourselves for a while. And others of you, it's time to change how you're behaving with your partner. And for everybody, it's about how you're behaving with yourselves. Do you really like wearing what you're wearing? Do you really like your hair color, your eye color, your accessories, your decorations, your clothing? Do you really like your shoes, your car, your job? Do you really like the way you talk to your neighbors or how you allow them to talk to you? You know, what you don't stand for, what you stand for. Are you really contributing to the neighborhood and helping them clean things up? Even if no one's doing it, are you doing it? Are you being creative every day in a way that only you can be creative? And you're really good at it. Even if there's a million people doing it or a billion, you're still good at it in your way, because your way is the only way anybody's doing it. Like, it's your way. You're the only one doing it your way. The way everybody else is doing it is their way. And all together you're like, oh, but they're so similar. Well, kind of, yeah, they have the same topic, but they're all doing it differently. And you have a topic and you can do it differently. And the topic is you. How are you doing you differently than they're doing them? Which one is more authentic to you? When you're being like them or when you're being like you? You're going to pretend and emulate and act like somebody anyway. You're going to share a meme and pretend you're talking about it. You're going to share a video and then act it out later. You're going to make a joke you saw or you heard by your relative and you're going to pretend it's your joke. You're going to take some wise comment and you're going to say it and you're going to think it's your thing. You've all done this. We've all done this. We're all going to continue to do this. But are you going to do it the same way? I'm uncertain how else to clarify the diluted color in the stream of your emotional and mental expression in the physical world. There is a color added to your color palette that isn't your color. It's their color. It doesn't matter why it's added. They had their reasons, however good or bad. What matters is, are you getting the color out of you and behaving more like your color despite having those thoughts in you? I'm going to leave it at that for you because it's an hour and 8 minutes. I thought this was 18 minutes. So obviously there's a lot of messages in here for you. What the fuck is wrong with you? You've been fake. But because it's been coming from a loving place in some weird version of reality, you're going to be okay. Just do things better and more authentically to who you are. Okay? It doesn't matter if someone says Aries doesn't belong in the Queen of Pentacles. It is here. There it is. Aries and the Queen of Pentacles. What now? Okay, I accept it. That strength in there, you need to have the strength to tell that inner voice. It's okay. That little goat's not going to get you. It's like two people meeting their pets together. The goat's afraid of the lion's afraid of the goat. You got to tame them. So when you're in a relationship with someone else, you have to be able to tame your beast while they tame theirs. So you two can be honest and vulnerable instead of armored and shielded in front of each other. I hope this helps you. I love you. Take care of yourself. Your wishes are about to come true. Please handle it with a sense of self and respect that you would be grateful for having during a situation of that sort. First and foremost, yourself with your reflection, and then people you see. I love you. Take care of yourself.